average, loan officers can make anywhere from 1 to 1.5% of the loan amount. So let's just say the loan amount is going to be $250,000. On average, let's say if you're getting paid 1% of the loan amount, you are going to be getting paid $2,500 for one loan. If you do 5 loans in 1 month, that's $12,500 that you could be making in 1 month as being a loan officer. And the numbers that I gave you are very conservative. The more loans you do, the more money you can make.
You know, that is true. Some of the things she's saying there, that's absolutely true. If you want to be a loan officer, you can make from 1 to 1.5%. Now, if you come to work for a company like mine, where I'm at, Gold Mortgage, then you'll be on the higher percentage of that. However, that is absolutely true. The more loans you do, the more money you're going to make. Let's just say that you are at the 1%. She is absolutely correct, 12.5. However, it's not as simple as just that. It takes time to build those relationships. It takes time to bring that in. And the thing that you really have to think about before you jump into this is, how much do I need to make to replace my income now? And then work backwards to see how many loans you have to do, and then put together a realistic perspective of how long it's going to take for you to close that consistently and get that kind of relationship out. This is great for fishing. Say, hey, who wants to come in? Who wants to make a lot of money? Yeah. But let's be realistic about this too. It takes time to build that kind of clientele to get 5 loans in the door. If you hit the ground running, it's possible you can pick up some good clientele. They still have to refer you the clients. You still have to get them pre-qualified. And then it takes 30 days here where I'm in to close a loan. We can do it in as quick as 2 to 3 weeks if the client is very, very proactive and getting you everything up front before they go under contract. But you have to get them pre-qualified. Then they still have to find the home. So you're looking at a 30 to 60 day best case window before you close one loan. So while those numbers are correct, we need to be realistic. It takes time to build that kind of relationship. So yes, is it lucrative to be a loan officer? Yeah, it really is lucrative to be a loan officer. It just takes time to build.
Hey Daria,
What's up?
how much can a new loan officer make?
Well, I just got a package in. This is one of our new loan officers. He closed his first loan. First loan. Come take a look at what he made. Come take a look at what he made. Okay? Take a look at that. One loan, $9,475. By no means is this a get-rich-quick business. That's not what I'm saying. However, if you help a lot of families, you can make a heck of a lot of money in this industry.
Well, okay, let's be real. Let's be real about this. You know, that check, I really don't think that was a paycheck. Let's just be real first off about that, because that's just not how that works. However, the only way you're going to make that kind of money on this thing is if you do $1 million home. Now, let's be real about this. You can do very well in loan officering, but to make that kind of money, you would have had to close a loan on a $1 million home. Something that's around 750 to 1 million, 750,000 to $1 million home. How many places in the country consistently have $1 million homes walking in the door for a person that's never done this before, that's only closing their first deal? Pretty slim, pretty slim, pretty slim. You can make really good money in this, but let's be realistic. Most of the country, you're looking 3 to 600,000 best case when you're talking about loan sizes and things like that. Where I'm at in my part of the country is a little less than that, because I'm in the Midwest, like the heart of the Midwest. But if you go a lot of other places in a larger city, then yeah, the loan amounts can be a little bit higher, say 3 to 600,000 dollars, which is more like 3 to 6,000 on a paycheck. And your first one is probably not going to be $1 million deal. Now let's consider you hiring in as a loan officer, because yes, you can make a lot of money doing this job. You really can make a lot of money depending on how many loans you do, pulling the volume in and doing it consistently, because once you close a loan, you're unemployed till you get that other one back in the door. You're not making salaries here, you're making commissions here. This is a commission position. So let's say you get your first deal in the door. Again, it's going to take a little while first to get that deal in the door. Once you close that deal, to get paid, because it takes 30 days to close a loan, and then 2-week lag time before you actually catch that check. They're not just cutting you a check right there on that day and then they hand you this check for $9,000. It's not very realistic to do that. It's plausible that you can make that kind of money, and your first check could be redonkulous if you actually hit into getting a realtor to trust you right out of the gate and to use you and give you a shot at it, and your team's really on point. You can make some serious money in this. However, let's not be unrealistic on those expectations. Let's be realistic on those expectations. The first loan you close is probably going to be more like 3 to 5 thousand. How many of us though do make 3 to 5 thousand on one transaction? Not very many people do. How much do you need to replace your income is the real question as well, because it's got to be a consistent thing that you have loans coming in the door to be consistent to be able to make a living at this to survive the commission scales of the ups and downs in the market. So while I appreciate the excitement of thinking, dang, I can make 10 stacks in 1 month or one first paycheck. Is it possible? Yeah. Is it unlikely? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very unlikely. So this business is a very lucrative business, very lucrative, but it does take time to build. So while we're popping on the excitement bandwagon here and telling you, hey, if you can sell, get on over here. We can have you make some money. It is true, but let's be realistic about this. 10 G's on your first transaction is very, very unrealistic. You're more like a $3 to 5 thousand paycheck is what you're looking at on your first transaction, unless you just happen to get lucky. One out of 1,000 guys walk in the door and do that kind of thing. So let's be realistic about it. However, not to downplay this industry, it's a great industry to be in if you want to work hard, if you want to put the due diligence in on the front end, and if you can wait the time of 30 to 90 days to actually get your first paycheck. It's a great business to be in. I thought that was hilarious though, showing the check and having that cut off, so you don't even know what kind of check that was. That was great. I mean, that was what salesmanship, what excitement you get into. But let's be realistic with this situation. Loan officering is a great thing to get into. You have to pick the right team, you have to pick the right people around you, you have to have the right support to make those things happen, and you have to put in the hard work and the due diligence to make sure that you are ready to go to help that family get into a home. Kansas Loan Man here inviting you, come join this industry if you want to work hard, if you want to do your due diligence, if you want to put the time in, this might be for you.